What's good, peeps? Thanks always for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. Guys, don't forget as well, please, to like and share the videos. It has helped the channel a lot. Thank you to everyone that has been doing that. You can also support the channel as well. I do have a Patreon account. The link is in the description. All right, guys, first things first. I've just finished recording Q&A part 13. It was a long one. It was over an hour long. I got, I think, something like 250 questions come in. I obviously wasn't able to answer all of those. So what I will do is a part 2. I'm going to film a part 2 this evening that will be out on Monday. So if the Q&A does pop up and your question's not answered, it will 110% be answered in part 2. I did feel bad that I couldn't answer every question. I thought, fuck it, let's do a part 2. So yeah, I will film the part 2 this evening, and that will be out on Monday. All right, let's talk about the big man, AJ, who got his belts back against Andy Ruiz last weekend. They've already started coming for the belts, people. The IBF and the WBO have already said, you know what? We want that mandatory next. The IBF mandatory is Kubrat Pulev. The WBO mandatory is Oleksandr Usyk. The IBF have given AJ until, I think I read, the end of January to start negotiations with Kubrat Pulev, or it will go to purse bids. The WBO have given him 180 days, I think I read. Could be wrong, I think it's 180 days. So obviously the IBF will be first, right? Who next though? I say obviously the IBF will be first. It doesn't have to be first. AJ could vacate the IBF. Could vacate the IBF and say, you know what? We don't want to go down the Pulev route. Let's go down the Oleksandr Usyk route. He could do that. Do I think he will do that? No, but he could do that. Eddie Hearn, in a few interviews, has said that the IBF will probably be first, and it probably will be Kubrat Pulev back in London. I think Tottenham Hotspur's ground is the favourite ground, I think, to get the fight. I think Adam Smith has said that as well. But I don't know. It could be Usyk. The reason I say it could be Usyk is, look, Eddie Hearn had hoped that Usyk, Chisora could get it on. That was the hope, right? Usyk, Chisora, get it on. And then the winner, which will probably be Usyk, fight Anthony Joshua in the summer or late 2020, maybe September or even later 2020. That's the plan. I guess with Usyk and the WBO saying, no, we want the mandatory now, it kind of throws a spanner in the works. Eddie Hearn has said, if the WBO do push it and say, look, no, we want our mandatory now, we're not waiting, 180 days, or you kind of have to vacate. I think Eddie Hearn has said that AJ will vacate. AJ will vacate and not fight Usyk, which is a problem. I'm going to make another video about this because AJ has obviously been saying he wants the undisputed with Wilder. For an undisputed to happen, he needs to have all the belts. I don't think Usyk and the WBO are going to push it, if I'm honest with you. Yes, they want a world title fight, but they also want money. If Usyk does fight for the vacant belt, he will fight. I think I looked at the rankings and I think the next man down is actually Tyson Fury, but below that is Joseph Parker. Usyk versus Joseph Parker is a great fight, but it's not a money fight. There isn't much money in that fight at all. I don't know if it's even a pay-per-view fight. It might just be a fight in America on DAZN. It could be that, right? So I don't think it's a big money fight. So I think Usyk, as much as he wants to fight for a world title, I do think he wants a chance of fighting Anthony Joshua. And obviously, fighting Anthony Joshua means a bigger purse, a bigger paycheck, right? Way more bigger than fighting Joseph Parker. So I do think Usyk will fight Chisora for no belt, right? And that will, let's be honest, Chisora versus Usyk financially, although no belts on the line, is a bigger money fight, than Usyk fighting Joseph Parker. Chisora versus Usyk will be pay-per-view. It'll probably be at the O2 Arena. It will be sold out. It will do good pay-per-view numbers as well. The undercard will be decent. I'm not going to say stacked because Eddie Hearn, it seems to be spreading thin right now in Matchroom. So many shows all over the world. I don't think he can stack a card anymore. But that will generate more money than Usyk versus Parker. So I do think, all this being said now, I do think Anthony Joshua will fight Kubrat Pulev. Next, Usyk will fight Chisora. Usyk comes through that one. Expect to see AJ versus Usyk September, maybe earlier, but more likely September 2020. I think that's the perfect scenario. Pulev isn't easy. It sounds like I'm sort of stepping over Pulev like it's easy work. It's not easy work, but I think AJ can get rid of Pulev, if I'm honest with you. Even with what I think is a bit of vulnerability there, I do think Pulev stylistically just matches up so well. And I think once he gets through Pulev, then all guns blazing for Usyk. That being said, and I will make a separate video about this, he has come out and said, I think he tweeted something about, let's get behind the hashtag undisputed. So he does want that undisputed fight. Remember, Deontay Wilder fights Tyson Fury in February. They are talking about AJ coming back out in March, so not too far apart. Or March, April, I think I heard. In fact, I think I saw an interview with AJ where he said he would like to do 3 fights this year. I think that was with BBC Radio 5 Live, but he does want to fight in March. Now, if AJ fights in March and wins, and Deontay Wilder beats Tyson Fury, there won't be a rematch then if Deontay Wilder beats Tyson Fury, then I think negotiations, or at least the hype, will start about both of these guys fighting in the summer. It'll be like, you know what, forget Usyk, forget Deontay Wilder fighting maybe a Cal Naki or Dillian White. Let's just get this on now before someone loses again, right? So it's going to be an interesting 2020. There's going to be a lot of chatter, a lot of things that we really shouldn't care about, like purses and percentages and who's the A side and who's the B side. But what we do know for now is that the IBF have come out and said they want their shot. The WBO have come out and said they want their shot, and it will be the IBF first, and it will 110% be AJ versus Kubrat Pulev in London. It's just a case of where, Wembley or Tottenham. I will say, I think it's going to be close. I think Wembley might sneak it, just because if it is March or April, the season is still well in swing for Tottenham, right? So it's going to be difficult to get a Saturday when they're not using that stadium. So Wembley might get it. But either way, AJ is fighting back in London, so that's good news. Peace.